Technology is revolutionizing teaching and learning and education around the world. The winds of change are upon us as we move from a paper-based system to digital. Using Wiki and other Web 2.0 tools to teach content and enhance student learning in a secondary school English classroom. My name is Edith Wood, and this is my presentation on my research for EDRS 8000 Research Methods and EDRS 8900 Applied Research at Kennesaw State University. For this capstone project, I researched student learning through incorporating Wiki and other digital tools into instruction. I chose my topic because studies have shown that Wiki-based instruction fosters collaboration, peer editing, and communication outside the classroom. This type of instruction also supports ISTE standards for students, challenging them to think creatively, work collaboratively, conduct research, and hone their critical thinking, problem-solving, and decision-making skills. The purpose of this study was to examine the impact of a class wiki study and the incorporation of other Web 2.0 tools in a 12th grade English literature classroom on student engagement and higher order thinking skills. This study explores these questions. What is the impact of integrating Web 2.0 tools on student engagement and learning? How can the integration of Web 2.0 tools stimulate higher order thinking skills? And how does the integration of Web 2.0 tools affect student perceptions of content mastery? As I conducted a literature review in preparation for my experiment, I found that the current studies have some important limitations, most notably the small number of studies conducted in secondary schools, the focus on certain content areas, mostly writing, and the small number of participants in the majority of the research. Current research results are also limited by short experimental time periods and the fact that most participants were first-time Wiki users who may have been initially uncomfortable with the technology. Further research is needed across content areas, especially at the secondary school level. I was able to categorize my research into 4 themes: history and theories, elementary and secondary studies, higher education, and language learner studies. I planned my experiment deciding on a within-design method because I had to use a sample of convenience, a situation accommodated by this model. It also did not require a large group of participants or control group, and allowed me to avoid ethical issues associated with random assignment and withholding favorable treatments from a control group. My participants included one 12th grade English teacher with 8 years of experience who used a lot of technology in the classroom. 19 12th grade students participated anonymously through surveys. My original design included 2 block classrooms with approximately 32 students each, but the participating teacher's schedule changed from spring to fall, reducing the study to 1 classroom. Subsequently, only 19 students returned their permission forms, further reducing the size of the study. As my source of data, I conducted 2 surveys. My variables were the 2 treatments, which were 2 separate book studies. I conducted my first survey before both treatments. The first treatment was a traditional paper and pencil study of Beowulf. A few weeks later, the second treatment was administered, a technology-rich wiki study of a book called Shakespeare, The World as Stage. This study incorporated 3 Web 2.0 tools in addition to the wiki. Following this study, the post-experiment survey was administered. For my data analysis, I began by looking at the demographics of my participants. As you can see, 50% of my participants were white, 21% were black, 16% were mixed, and 10% were Asian and Hispanic. As far as gender goes, 58% were male and 42% were female. Next, I looked at student engagement in the treatments. I had 7 questions that were designed to measure student engagement, and in every one, the wiki study came out on top. 68% said their group's input improved their work. 58% believed they helped their group members learn. 89% felt they actively contributed to their group. 68% said their group members each had different strengths. 79% believed their group members had good ideas. 74% said they appreciated having a partner, and 68% learned to appreciate another person's point of view. Last, I looked at the rigor of the 2 different treatments. In this slide, you can see that 63% found the wiki study required more integration of ideas. Self-discipline and focus are other indicators of rigor. This chart shows that 58% found the wiki study more challenging in these areas. Another example of rigor is requirements of information processing. Here you can see that the wiki study leads in all areas including decision-making, research, analyzing information, and problem solving. In conclusion, the results of this experiment yield information that is of value to teachers and students in the participating school. There is a clear indication that web-based instruction is more engaging and challenging than traditional instruction, but further study is needed using larger groups and varied content to make definitive conclusions. While the results are reliable within the context of the participating classroom, the participating pool was too small to make any valid deductions beyond the group study. Further study is needed on large numbers of randomly selected participants in order for findings to be more definitive.
As I reflect on what I have learned through this research project, I realize that I can become an agent for the winds of change to become a better technology coach, helping others identify best practices in research and reach their instructional goals to improve student learning. I was glad that I was able to center my research around using technology in the classroom. Conducting my research and having my hypothesis confirmed served to strengthen my commitment to becoming an instructional technology coach. I enjoyed working with my collaborating teacher and became more and more comfortable modeling best practices in instructional design, working in a partnership, and planning to incorporate digital tools into the classroom. This project gave me the opportunity to systematically analyze a classroom project, chart my results, and communicate my findings to those who can use it to improve instructional practice and increase student learning and achievement. Being an instructional technology coach means I will be a leader of innovation and change for school improvement. I now have the pedagogical knowledge to coach teachers in creating technology-rich lessons, and I have the skills to build partnerships which foster collaboration and the desire to continuously research best practices and strive for excellence.
Technology is revolutionizing education, and I am well prepared to lead the winds of change. Thank you for tuning in.